Thank you for joining us on this personal tour of 3214 North Damon Avenue in the Roscoe Village neighborhood of Chicago. We will begin our tour on the grounds. With the house put to one side of the lot, the property has both large side and backyards. Walking to the garage, please take note of all the open space, not usually available these days with 25-foot lots for sale. And feel free to take your time walking around before we head inside. Moving to the rear door of this 10-year-old garage that's been very well maintained, it has its own separate alarm system. With two easy ways to access the garage, you'll find that you can come and go as you please. And I must point out and apologize for the cement splatter under the back porch. Years ago, the contractor had made an error creating that mess, and by the time the seller tried to get it cleaned, it was too difficult to remove. Again, please take your time to really appreciate the size of the lot with the owner. As we walk up the stairs and enter the home through the front door, we pass under the weatherproof canopy and into the foyer with a separate door that keeps out the hot or cold weather. Walking throughout the entire home, you'll find that the walls and ceilings have been freshly painted. And can you hear that? Exactly. The owner soundproofed the home to cut down noise from the outside. Now let's head into the spacious and separate dining room. These two doors will bring you into two of the four bedrooms. As we continue on toward the kitchen, you'll find a beautifully refinished built-in china cabinet that reflects the times when the home was built. Did you hear that? Just checking. Soundproofing. And directly across is the first full bathroom, which was recently renovated and homes a new shower. Now we're entering the spacious kitchen with ample room for a table. All the appliances work. However, the dishwasher was never connected or used, as the seller and his guests always wash dishes by hand. Just off this room is the third bedroom, and you'll note that the bedroom sizes on the main level are reflective of the times when this home was first built. Continuing on is the current owner's major delight of his humble abode, the back porch. This space has always provided a sanctuary where one can embrace the sunshine, the weather, and the openness of the 41 by 120 lot, whether enjoying your morning's coffee or simply relaxing after a long day. The non-enclosed back porch, and most importantly, the swing. The swing, used morning, noon, and night, summer, fall, winter, and spring, as necessary, appreciated and proven, for and by the owner, to be therapeutic treatment during times of stress, tension, distress, anxiousness, and or their need to organize their thoughts. Because of the slow swinging, even if just by the wind, and the usual quiet during the use of the swing, especially after 5 p.m. And then at night, when it's dark, looking toward the park with its openness out there, and no tall structure to block your view. Along with the quiet, the owner could imagine being anywhere they wanted to be, even not in Chicago, their favorite city. Just imagine the wonderful fun you had in the park when your parents pushed you on a swing as a child, or later in life when pushing all on your own, relishing within your world, contemplating life, or just remembering simpler times. A time we can never return to, but only in our minds. Let's head upstairs, shall we? Are you ready to be wowed by the primary suite? This space was designed by the current owner with all newer electrical and plumbing, dormer ceiling, its own separate furnace and hot water tank, extensive full bathroom with separate heat and ventilation switches, and 3 closets, 2 being walk-ins. True story about the ceiling upstairs. Only one side of the property was dormer because, back in the 90s, a time in Chicago when we still had real winters, when the owner had first purchased the property and was overseeing renovations, the weather was so bad that he only had the contractor dormer one side because he didn't want to endanger them any further. Oh, and most importantly, how quiet is the whole house from the outside noises? If I haven't yet mentioned it, it's that way because of the extensive insulation everywhere. Now, let's head down to the basement. There's easy access to the laundry room, which is located in the full-size basement, which, by the way, serves as an excellent storage area. The basement is full, dry, solidly constructed, and also newly painted. You'll note the nice condition and quietness of the basement. Fun fact, way back when, there was no basement here. It was just a crawl space. Guess what they used to raise up the entire house? Section of telephone poles, which you can see all throughout down here. Now let's have a real discussion. You'd probably be purchasing this house and doing your own cosmetic work for a lower total cost than purchasing a brand new 6-bedroom, 6-bathroom single family home built by a developer. But do you really need all those bedrooms and bathrooms? And chances are you'll only be getting a standard Chicago lot with a 25-foot frontage, where you may need to walk outside on the sidewalk to walk around your own property. Sure, here you'll need to refinish only some of the wood floors, doing them in the colors you like, black, light brown, green, or keep them all natural. Sure, you'll need to paint only some of the walls other than their boring white, yellow, blue, pink, lilac, etc. But wouldn't you rather do things in your own elegant style and taste than someone else's? What you will not see or be getting is a stainless steel kitchen, but a functioning kitchen nonetheless. 2 full bathrooms that may not be pretty or in your decorating taste, but that function. Remember, you aren't in these rooms because you want to admire the beautiful cosmetics. Which brings me to a very fair point as we wrap up this tour. Now that you've personally seen the property, you can tell that the owner put their money into the house. Their money was put inside the walls, where they thought it would be more well spent and not into cosmetics, because cosmetics may make things pretty, but not necessarily function any better. This concludes our tour. We thank you for coming and viewing our property. We appreciate your taking the time. If not ours, we hope that you find the home that's right for you.